Hey, morning, Shinat.
Hi, Ishwar, how's it going?
Hey, going good. Thank you. Thank you. How
Been a
about you?
long
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
time. Okay, so I know rough patch here. Just
Yeah.
let's align. Let's see how we can drive things forward to actually
Yeah.
getting you the keys to the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm open to your feedback, and accordingly, let's kind
No,
of
there is no.
brainstorm here.
I mean, there is no feedback. It is what it is, right? I mean, I'm just trying to plan my next steps. That's it. So wanted to
No,
take your
I
input.
totally agree with you, in
Yeah.
terms of the timeline and the time frame that we discussed back in December. I
Mhm.
remember that back then I was going through our discussions and everything and the spreadsheet,
Yeah.
going through all the efforts we did back then. And so there was a reason why we kind of shortlisted this one, right? Because they
Right.
quoted
It.
a timeline between May to June in terms of your
Yeah.
delivery date, right?
Right. Right.
For the off-road and
Hmm.
June to August for the off-road premium hybrid.
Right.
That is what we kind of discussed back then. We did see one at the lot inventory, but because that was not the time you wanted the car, now is
Yeah.
the time you want the car. We have to
Yeah.
realign. What I was thinking, passively here
Mhm.
while I was going through all the data, what I
Mhm.
was thinking was, of course, one, you should have received the allocation number since we are in like, towards the end of April.
Right.
Sometime now to sometime in the first half of May is an ideal timeline for us to
Yes.
digest, right?
Hmm.
If we
Hmm.
get the allocation number, then even if you get the delivery by, let's say, June end or July, that's like them sticking to what they committed.
Yeah.
Right. But if that is also sort of like a point where, it's like delaying your timeline, then we can kind of, realign and take a look at what we can do here. But based on what I've researched, there's
Right.
still a big, I would say, skewness of exact inventory that you're looking for. So these are strictly allocated to people who are still in the line, for the
Right. Right.
allocations.
Right.
It's a
So
little,
yeah,
it's a little difficult market for this specific vehicle and make and model.
I agree. That's a reason, right? I was trying to get in help from you, but I completely understand.
No, see,
Maybe
so
Canadian
see,
market is a
yeah,
little different.
definitely that's where we step in. But with regards to allocations and builds and timeline, this is even beyond our control, right? Our service focuses on kind of shorting and filtering, right? Like there's
Right.
there's a lot of noise in the market. You'll see, like if you open your internet, you'll see like hundreds of dealers, thousands of
Mm.
listings. Our goal is to, sit, nitpick, and then only
Yeah.
share options
Yeah.
that make absolute sense for you. With
Yeah.
regards to the timelines, when you can expect such a high demand vehicle, that is beyond
Mhm.
even mine or dealer's control, as I was mentioning in my email as well.
Yeah.
It's more of something which, which because it's beyond our control, we can't take full ownership for it. All
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
do is we can realign, reroute, and look at any other option that you're open to.
Right. So I was talking to Brian. Like I have been messaging every month just to see if there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
any
My
allocation
That's
happening.
why I have Irish on the call here, because I personally, what I do internally, I keep a
Right.
track of all my clients who place deposits or waiting for allocations, all that stuff. Irish has also been in touch with Brian, and
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
been
He did.
receiving the similar responses that you have.
Yeah. He did mention. Like Brian did mention that I is called. Like
Yeah,
last month or recently.
right.
So I was messaging every month, but this week I called him, meaning I
Yeah.
had a conversation. It looks like he's not getting anything soon. That's what I understood from his conversation.
Did
And
he fixate that in his words, like you're not getting
yeah,
any?
yeah, I mean
He
it's
did.
it's really tough. That's what he said. And
Right.
also he mentioned that um, now I'm sure we did mention that there is no trade in initially, but now uh, it's been a while, so he might have forgotten or something because there are lots of things happen
Yeah.
from his point of view. So he was asking, are you guys trading? If not, then it would be a little tougher for me as well. So that's an additional condition he was trying to add. But
Oh,
but
okay. He's
but
trying to
that
play
being
around.
said,
He's trying to
yeah,
throw
yeah,
in
yeah,
shenanigans here.
yeah. But that being said, sorry, it looks like it's going to be tough. Um, he I did mention that I'm not really worried about the color, but hybrid would be the preference.
Right.
Even the non-hybrid, he said it might take some time,
Right.
which I'm not really inclined towards
Yeah.
non-hybrid at this point of time. So the other thing which he brought up was, why don't you take Crown, like the Toyota Crown, um, Insignia or something it's called, right? Which I'm not. If I would like to go to Crown, then I would go to Lexus instead, which are like similar.
Yeah, it's like the premium version of Toyota for sure.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, I told him I'll get back to him by weekend, and which I'm not really keen on.
Mhm.
So my options are either wait for some time or
Mhm.
um, look for the cheapest options which I have. I'll have a car. That's where I'm thinking. Um,
No, that perfectly makes sense. I
yeah.
think what we can do, uh,
Mm,
given the kind of spot we're in, and I can only give you a very unbiased opinion here, is of
mhm.
course we have the clarity that we're not getting anything anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what we can do is today is what, 17th? Over the
Mhm,
next 2 weeks, right, from today all the way till the end of this month, what we can do is maybe we can kind of internally, you and me, in touch on text. We can keep going back and forth over like finalizing an alternative, right?
mhm,
We have this build already placed. Let's say even by 1st of May or even within the first week of May, we don't have any clarity from the dealer. We have a
mhm,
bit more time to pull out of that kind of deposit that we've placed and
mhm.
realign on getting something other, right? What
Right.
I can
Right.
ask my team to do is over the next 2 weeks, what we can do is we can go through the market, not
Yeah.
just look at inventories that are like an alternative for this car, but
Mhm.
also look at the demand they have, right? So we
Right.
don't want
Right.
to be in that loophole again, where we
Right.
place an order and then we just leave it to the God's will to wait for
Yeah.
2 months and then
Yeah.
be without a fruit in our hand, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So what we can do is we can check with on the availability, on the pricing. There's four factors when we're doing a purchase on a vehicle, right? First
Mhm.
is availability. That's like the core factor in today's day and age with the kind of shenanigans these dealers have created. It's kind of the most priority. We need the vehicle to be available, to be at a price that is rational. That's not like
Mhm.
a price which is, you're just spending 10,000 over for a vehicle. You could have spent 10,000 over yourself. You could have,
Right.
taken a nice.
Exactly.
So no unnecessary pricing, available vehicle, and a vehicle that matches to what you're actually looking for. This
Y-
is a long-term commitment. You're going to stick with this for 3 to 5 years. That's like
Right.
a bare
So,
minimum.
right. So now I'll give you my point of view. My plan actually.
Hmm.
So my plan is definitely to go with RAV4, if not Land Cruiser, which is
Right.
literally like 10K more.
Hmm.
But I know I tried to talk about Land Cruiser to a couple of guys around here, meaning
Yeah.
see how everybody is pricing high,
Yeah.
obviously.
Land Cruisers, the G550s. We have
Yeah,
another
yeah,
client we're working on. We're seeing like 8 to 10,000 and a build timeline of 12 months and north. So it's
right,
crazy. It's crazy on these
right.
guys as well.
Right. So I mean, I don't want to go to like a Honda Pilot, which is kind of a competitor to 4Runner,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
My plan is to go off-roading in future. So that's the intent. I was
Did
planning to
you
buy
did you
this one.
check Kias, Hyundais? Is that something
No,
that you like?
no,
No
not at all.
Koreans?
I'm not
No
not
Koreans.
interested. No, not interested.
No, don't
No,
worry.
not biased as such, but for me, I had been using Toyota earlier in
Yeah.
my past,
Mm.
so I really like those
Not
cars.
a big fan of Koreans. Let's stick to the Japanese.
Yeah. So my what I was thinking is, if that's the case, I will hold on the plan. I mean, if
Mhm.
it is not coming, because
Yeah.
I my intent was to get before June, meaning
Of
plan,
course, of course. No, I
right?
align on
Uh,
that. Definitely.
yeah, right. So if that is not
I mean,
happening,
I remember on our previous call, you mentioned you wanted by April, and we're
yeah,
already
yeah.
extended it to
Yeah,
June.
but
So,
looking at the spreadsheet, that's when I thought, okay, which is the best is June, so I
yeah,
went with 20 ton, right?
right.
Um, but since that is not happening, I might keep this plan on hold for
Hmm.
next 2 years, maybe get a cheapest car, whatever possible.
Yeah.
Like even when I say cheapest car, even Prius.
Have you like a Prius?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
no,
yeah, right.
definitely.
So yeah.
What
So
what I would also say, have you
mhm.
considered like a very low mileage car, like 5,000, 8,000 driven,
Oh,
uh,
I see the
a
used
close
ones,
to
right?
new car, but
Mhm.
if those are available, we can check. If the
Right.
pricing is rational, if it's selling like 10% below sticker,
Right.
given the kind of the market we're seeing, most of these cars, new ones are selling for a higher price than the sticker. Then you're
Right.
basically essentially getting the depreciation. You're getting a close to new car. That's also a
Right.
route that can be discovered, but only if you're
Right.
open to, getting home a pre-owned car. If not,
Right.
then
Right.
we can look at the alternatives. That's why I'm saying, these next 10 to 15 days, let's kind of internally go back and forth. You can
Yeah.
share all your kind of, you brainstorm, dump all your findings to me. I will kind
Mhm.
of sit and kind of put it in proper boxes, and then we can, take a more decision driven, data driven
Yeah.
decision.
Sure. Sure. So that's where I was thinking. But yeah, as you said, we can wait till May, but I don't think it's nothing is
Yeah,
happening there.
I agree with you. I've seen the conversations that my team had with Brian. I don't have
Okay.
that conviction that we'll find something, but
Right.
because we're kind of in a position where if we can take a week to see getting you the car, once you give me the clarity that, hey, Shanit, let's go for, let's say, a 26, uh, for an example, Prius, as you mentioned.
Mhm.
It will
Mhm.
take me, if it is available, for my team to sit, negotiate, find the most absolute bottom of the, the price range that is ongoing in the market, get you the delivery within at max 4 to 5 days. Right? We've done
Right.
that in the past. We're continuously doing for other clients.
Right.
Contingency is that the vehicle should be available in the market, right?
Right.
So if we kind of put ourselves in that shoes, I can get you the car by May first week as well. That's not
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
intent is, if you waited for 4 months, let's wait for another week. Take our time, nice cup of tea. Take plenty of time, because this is something you're going to be committed for at least 3 years, right? I will never recommend you to flip your car by 1 year.
Right.
You'll face a good chunk of money, right?
Yeah.
If we're
Yeah.
flipping it after a year. So if we're keeping it for 3 to 5 years, I think it's rather rational to sit and think before making a decision in terms of what car to go
Mhm.
for, if not this.
Yeah. 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 So I will also think over it, but yeah, as I was mentioning,
And
if
if you
this is
want,
not come.
what I can do on my end, if you want, is I can ask my team to kind of themselves dive deeper in the market. You give me a
Mhm.
set of, basic elementary preferences. For example, like you want a big boot because you've got kids, or you want a, a bigger back seat because you've got parents, all that stuff. Give me elementary preferences. I can kind of create a more, a council in a way that, you can actually sit and see the options, although you've got the GPTs of the world and YouTube for yourself. But I would love to kind of help you get to a point where we can find an alternative against this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. I definitely have 2026 RAV4 in mind.
Hmm.
Not the plugin. I don't think it's coming anywhere soon.
Yeah, plugins are
Hi.
also high in demand
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
a bit.
So hybrid, I have been seeing there are some ads around saying that it's ready for pickup, but
Hmm.
I doubt that. It's again they're trying to make money in posting those
And you know
ads.
what? Travs are getting sold for 5 to 8K on sticker. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Out the door, and you end up paying like almost 2 years worth of depreciation on the car.
Exactly. I
It's
mean, that's
crazy.
where, right? I mean, my intent is not to keep for long, meaning at least trade in once I have my Forerunner or Land
Yeah.
Cruiser next time. That's
Hmm.
where I'm also thinking of Toyota, right?
Right.
So
So it's
that
going to be a easy swap. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So that's where,
You can also consider like a 12-month or a 24-month lease, if that is the point you have in your head. Because
not.
if let's say you buy a vehicle, right, you face that because you have equity involved there, right? You have a certain ownership in the car. But if you go for a lease, let's say you go for a lease for 24 months, definitely it's going to be a lot higher than what you would have spent in a loan on a monthly basis. But because you don't have any equity, you don't see any downside when you're flipping it for a new car,
Mm,
right? So there is
okay.
no end at the end of the term loss that you'll bear, but upfront you're going to be paying a slight more than you would have paid if you would have financed the vehicle, right? I hope
Okay.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because
Yeah.
leasing
Yeah.
is a good alternative for people who are trying to, own the vehicle for a shorter tenure. If you're going for something that's like 36 months, 48 months, 60 months, then leasing is, I would recommend it to not even my friend.
Mhm.
There's a saying,
Mhm.
right, back in India that अपने दुश्मन को भी नहीं बताऊंगा मैं ये.
Right, right, right.
So just like that, if you're trying to stick to it for a low tenure, then go for a
Mhm.
lease. If a
Mhm.
longer tenure, then let's finance. So all these kind of discussions, I think, are very fruitful, and us to have these, we may kind of take a little bit of our time, maybe a week. Let's go back and forth, dump all of this together, and kind of
Mhm.
find the needle in the haystack as to what works the
Sure.
most for you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll definitely get back on this in
No worries,
less
no
than a
rush.
week.
See, I am ready. My team is ready. Whatever you instruct, we'll take that direction. All I want you to do is, because we've waited for 4 months, let's wait for another 2 weeks or a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
May happen that God may bless us all and you get an allocation number. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, let's take our fair share of time here.
Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. I will. Meanwhile, I'll also stream my plan around, and then I'll
Awesome. Yeah,
let
I
you
will
know.
look forward to hearing from you. And if there
Yeah.
is anything else in the meantime, just shoot me a text. I'm there.
Yeah. Sure. 100%.
Awesome. You have a
Yeah.
great day ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you for
You too.
taking the time to get on the call with me here.
Yeah.
Bye
No
bye.
problem. Thank you, Irish,
Thank
for
you.
trying it out. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.